Greetings and welcome to the Perfect Balance Chart class, place where conscious-minded individuals are encouraged to their full potential through the powers of collective reasoning. We have today Okavango, the Rebel Guru, Bingi, and I'm yours truly, Rasdada. How do you have them?
Give thanks, man. Give thanks, Rasdada. Give thanks.
Mightyful.
I think, yes, man. One more time on the chat
Yeah.
class.
Yes, sir. Give thanks. I want to acknowledge the fact that we now passed the 200 marks for our subscribers. And I want to
200,
thank
you mean 250?
250. So I want to thank the persons who are subscribing. I want to thank the persons who are watching the videos. I want to thank the persons who are telling other people about the chart class and encouraging other people to become a part of it. I want to also acknowledge the fact that the videos have been gaining some traction, and we're seeing that people are tuning in and checking out what our views on a lot of the issues around and what's going on. And we're very thankful for that. I want to say we must give thanks, you know?
Yeah.
So we still got to say, remember to like, share, subscribe, you know, tell your friends to check the short class out because it's for us, it's for everyone. And you can't let these things just lay dormant and go to waste. We want to make sure that it becomes vibrant and becomes a part of our community and leads to effective change. Today, very
Yeah.
eventful week. Introduce it. This week has been a very eventful week, and we're looking forward to a very interesting balance use. And for that, we turn over now to Okavango as he takes over the balance.
Give thanks, Rasdada. So again, the Balance Views section of the program is a section of the program where we discuss current affairs. And we're going to get right into it. And the first on the list is we're going to go right in the Olympics. You know, right now the Olympics is going on, so we're going to kick it off with some news from the Olympics. So Algerian boxer Imane Khalif, there was a debate surrounding her, a big debate going on, where her gender identity was called into question. This let me see if I could find something on it. So Imane Khalif's gender identity surfaced after it was revealed she had been disqualified from competing with women at a global event last year, but was cleared by the IOC to compete in women's 66 kilometer and at the Olympic Games.
Kilograms.
Kilograms. So what had happened, right, in her fight against Angela Carini of Italy, the Carini stopped the fight at 46 seconds into the fight after a couple blows from Khalif, and the whole gender identity rumor start surfacing. So you them here of the situation.
Yeah, man. Very familiar
All
with
right.
it.
Dada, you wanna kick off your views on it?
Not much I can say really. Within a world where this gender identity thing and identifying as one gender or the other is a very topical point at the moment. The difference with this one, however, is that this is something on a genetic level with no action on her part as saying she has done something to adjust or change her gender. She's saying that she was born female and she just has high levels of testosterone. I think that based on checking out the stuff, and one point that I would agree with that I see being discussed is that the sporting community, international sporting community, needs to create a standard of what is acceptable for the genders and what is not. And for those people who would fall in a gray area, they need to create and for those people to compete. So that is the views that I have come to about this.
Give thanks, Rastada. Bingy, what are your views on this whole thing?
Well, it's abnormally in nature when we see these things happening, right? The woman, she's born a woman, she has the physical makeup of a woman, and she has a genetic mutation, which gives her advantage. Having XY chromosomes gives her advantage in strength. But at the same time, how do you really address something like that? Because that is natural. It's Ras said it's no cause of her own. It's not something that she did. It's a biological abnormality, so to speak. So how do you really categorize that person? And could you even put them in a different sport? Where were you going to find other people who are really made up like that, who have that type of interest, stuff like that? When you even look at boxing for women, right? How many women are actually interested in doing boxing? So it's really hard to say, hey, you're going to put this person in a category. Unfortunately, they have a genetic advantage, but they still classified a woman. There's no changes to their how they were born, nothing like that. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But, we can't really, I guess, discriminate either, right? So they're gonna have to figure out how athletes like these compete. That's the bottom line. But more than likely, they should be able to compete as women because they're born as women. That's my opinion.
Give time, Bingy. All right. Guess what? The XY chromosome thing and the I testosterone thing, all that is rumor, right?
Oh,
In
okay.
this
No,
situation,
Okay.
all of that is rumor.
Okay.
None of this is proven in the case of this woman, of the boxer. None of this is proven. So what has happened was she went to a tournament. I think it was World Boxing Association,
Yeah, IBA, right? The IBA.
IBA,
The
right? The
IBA.
IBA, the
Yeah.
IBA. So last year she went to that boxing tournament, and in the semifinal, she beat a Russian boxer. I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember the Russian boxer name. I don't remember her name. But the IBA is run by Russia. When she beat the Russian boxer, they said that they did some tests, unspecific tests. So they don't state the tests that they did to prove that she wasn't either she had high testosterone or she had XY chromosomes or none of that. They didn't state the tests, but they ban her saying that she didn't
pass the requirements of the
requirements
test.
and
Mm-hmm.
didn't state the requirements that was you know what I mean, that was tested. They
So,
didn't say
Mm-hmm.
what
so,
was tested.
so, are you saying that the published reports where they said they tested her and she had a significant advantage over other athletes, women athletes, is a false?
No, that's what they reported. So they reported that
Yeah.
she had advantage, but what was the test that they did? That's proof that she had the advantage.
That
Was it a test of her genetic? Was that they didn't state the type of test that they did. Was that testosterone test to say okay she had high testosterone or you know what I mean? They didn't say the test, but this is a woman that was born a woman
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
grown up as a woman, did everything that a woman normally does, compete as a woman, and now her gender is
In
you know
question.
now is in question. And I have this is my opinion on the thing. So if this really and truly no test has ever proven that this person is anything different from a woman, why this issue came up and why is it such a big thing? And my opinion is there is an agenda. There is an agenda for other groups to get people who weren't born to a certain gender in the Olympics. And this, if she can complete with XY chromosomes and testosterone, that means people who weren't born, who are the same thing, weren't born, can compete too. So if you check who is talking about this online, is those people pushing this thing, you know what I mean, all of a sudden certain communities coming out and saying, okay, you know what I mean, there is, you know what I mean, whatever is transphobia, this, that, but she's not trans.
She's not.
Furthermore,
She's
she
not.
trans trans is illegal in Algeria.
Yeah. She's
She
born. She's
couldn't
a
become a
woman.
trans.
She's a woman.
It's a woman.
She's a woman.
So the debate, the whole debate came out of almost nothing. You understand? So it's like a something that it come up to push for me. It came up to push an agenda to get people that weren't
but have the same traits.
but are the same traits. Because if she can complete, if it can be proven that she's competing like that, then I mean, why can't we compete? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think it's that agenda. Well, anyway, you guys have anything more?
Yeah, like I don't know. It's this thing that make it seem like says a big this thing. I get mad here and them will blow it up. As I said, it
Yeah.
could be very much so like for the purpose of achieving our agenda for
An
children.
agenda.
You see?
Because
Yeah,
now the
man,
debate is going on. And
yeah,
then when you check everything, like, where did this come from?
because it doesn't seem that she's been ejected from the tournament in the Olympics.
No.
It seemed like the Olympics is saying she's clear, she's good. There's
Listen,
nothing.
She had a match. She had a match after that match.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And won.
And won, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Olympics
And she have one coming up.
are different from the IBA and ICC.
We agree with that.
Yeah.
We agree with that. We agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we just have to keep our eyes open and see what's going on.
Even the woman that quit, because she quit after 40 seconds, and people were saying it was because she was hit by a man. But she just come on and say no. It's because she was hit on her nose, and her nose was dislocated. She had to stop because she was feeling a lot of pain. And she apologized to this lady, saying that you know what I mean, she didn't mean to cause her that uproar, bad publicity.
She said she's not making a political statement.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
God. She
it's
said she
one of
never
those
been hit
things.
like that before. She said she never been hit like that before.
Right. But the top line is we have to be careful about these things that we you choose to jump on, because you see a certain agenda is being pushed, and you jump on it thinking like it is what it is, but there's something behind that. You know, it's something behind.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But
So we
you
have to
see,
be careful.
we live in a world of information, so now we have to decipher what information is being presented to
that's
you,
the
right?
word.
But
Mhm.
here where it becomes conflicting, because even though we go in with what they say they have done, right? So they say they have a eligibility test that they do. The eligibility test that the ICC and the IBA do is a test. So that's one of the eligibility tests. So they say that they have proven that she has XY, right? So here where it gets interesting. Then somebody else comes and say, well, no, that is not so. But then we need evidence, right? So evidence becomes the disclaiming factor. Well, where is that evidence of the test?
Where's the evidence
that says she has XY chromosome? Because you did the testing.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, but then it could have a confidentiality clause too, right? Where they can share doctor-patient information to that depth, but they could still say, hey, this is why you're disqualified. Right, so they say so it becomes it becomes choice. Eventually it becomes, hey, what do you think it is based on the evidence presented? It becomes a choice. Yeah.
Give thanks, Yaga.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
nice for you to join us this morning.
yeah, man.
The
As
eye
they say.
camera looking upward.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah,
With
they're
a nice
looking
sky, man.
upward.
So Yaga, let me get you up to date where we're talking about. So we are talking about the Iranian boxer Imani. I don't know you about the whole thing with Imani Khalif and the whole gender identity thing happening in the Olympics.
What's the crisis? What's the identity thing? What's happening?
So she was labeled to be, rumors was going around that she had XY chromosome. She's maybe a transgender, and one was she had testosterone.
These are the allegations.
She was beating up on woman. She was beating up on woman in the Olympics. So
First of all, the third class have to establish the facts and remove any doubt. So, what's her situation? Was
No, it is alleged that she was born a woman.
you tell us.
okay,
You tell us,
okay.
Yaga.
So
Give us your
based
views
on
on it.
the reasoning from the International Organization Committee, yeah, and the Boxing Association, she was born a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
those are exceptional cases that we're looking at where people fall within certain confinement, but they are outside of it because the XY chromosome that she possesses. So naturally, we know that she's gonna have high levels of testosterone from time to time, based on the genes makeup. But this issue has been going on for a very long time now. So how did we get to this stage again? So the organizations have let themselves down because they've allowed this to happen. They've not made the right decision. They think that they are within line politically because that's what they are supposed to do. So the argument is not whether it's a case of being a transgender, but she's actually a woman, born with a woman womb. So it is the organization that has to bear this responsibility. And why is that? Why is it that one organization have one set of rules and the other have another set of rules? They should be working under the same umbrella. So we shouldn't be in this mess. We shouldn't be in this situation over and over again. So they have to take the responsibility for this, for allowing this to happen. With the technology that we've got today, there must have been testings going on before leading up to this. So they must be monitoring her levels to see if she is within the levels that is accepted. And for it to
That's
reach to
true.
this stage, it's totally a mess. The associations have to take the blame for this and take the full responsibility.
That's true.
Give thanks, Yaga. So we're gonna move on. Spend
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time on that one. So second on balance, I'm gonna read this out right here. Trinidad and Tobago became the first English-speaking Caribbean state to cross US $1 billion in trade with China for the first time in 2019, peaking at US 1.34 billion. Did I say million? It's billion
Billion.
last year. Billion, yeah, right. The export mainly comprise energy products such as liquefied natural gas, that's LNG. Ports comprise the machinery, electronics, and clothing. So, and it marks 50 years of Trinidad and China, bilateral trades, right? So, this seems like a good thing. Bingy, you wanna, as the Trinidad correspondent, you wanna,
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, 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 yes. No,
Well, so I mean, the
it's
seven.
a good achievement, right? And why it's a good achievement is because you've seen economic growth outside of America being the dominant force within the Caribbean. So that is being challenged. So that's why it's a good thing. When we see countries, and it's not only Trinidad, right? You look at countries like Grenada, Jamaica, everybody is moving outside at that confinement of where only America govern your trade. So that's a good thing because now we showing, hey, we challenging these standards that you set in place, because right now that number was from 2019. So today that economy has even grown more, that trade economy.
more.
So now it has even bitten deeper into the American export trade agreements that they have, and it'll continue to go so people could have alternatives on who they actually do or enterprise in business with. So this is the whole goal, right? Getting away from that lynch market system where, hey, you only have to trade with me. On the other hand, China has always been in the Caribbean in some way or fact, as we know, right? The Chinese have always had an influence within the Caribbean, and I think if we're looking at their trade agreement practices, it might be a little more equitable than America. But don't be fooled. They're not going there and trading for nothing. There's still conditions that every country meets to trade with these bigger powers or these superpowers, right? The world powers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be fool about it. It's not just, hey, it's all hunky dory. No. Within that, there are acquisitions, right? Whether it's ports, lands, that's how it works throughout the Caribbean. But it might be more equitable doing business with them. Meaning, under the circumstances, it might be a little more easier, a little more lapse on what you can actually do with the funds that they provide for you within your infrastructure, the infrastructure within your country. So yeah, it's a big landmark, and hopefully the rest of the Caribbean is moving that same way. We have alternatives.
Give thanks, Bengi. Yaga.
Well, that's where exactly I'm gonna start the conversation. The entire Caribbean. It's a good thing that Trinidad is doing that, but as a bloc, we should be doing this together as a bloc, because the items that we produce as a bloc is similar. And if we are trading as a bloc, our purchasing power as a bloc would be much greater, and we can get better and more competitive prices as a bloc. Now, for me, the trade must be happening in both directions. It can't be a one-way thing. And to say like they're competing in trade against the US versus China, I don't see it like that, because every country has got their own sovereignty and they are free to trade with their trading partner that they want to trade with, and whosoever they've established international relationship. But there are some countries that set some policies that are in favor of them, and the trade in that regard, it's not fair, it's unbalanced. And if you are getting the best value for your product from another customer, naturally in our everyday life we would do that. So as a country, why wouldn't we do that and move in that direction where we are getting better deals from other customers and other clients? As a bloc, we should be trading as a bloc and pooling our resources and selling them as a bloc and buying as a bloc, so that the people of the countries can benefit from that purchasing and bargaining power. And also, it is very strategic for the Caribbean and China, because China need resources and they need lots of it, and they don't care where they're going to get it from, because they are doing business, they are in this for business, even though what they are doing is a bit more subtle than the other countries in the past that had these preferential trade agreements. So for us as a nation, I think it's a good thing.
Give thanks, Yaga.
Yes, sir. I think the main point that I get out of this is that the exercise of choice. For so long, the Caribbean has been kind of restricted in terms of who it is allowed to trade with and to what extent these trades can occur, right? So the fact that now we're seeing leaders making the decision that, okay, we're going to go outside the status quo, we're going to go outside the norm and explore options. I think that that is good. I think that that is something that has been long overdue. One thing from my reading of the thing, and I'll quote, is where they say, and sometimes even though they use these terminology and stuff, sometimes it is just to check boxes. Well, let's hope that this is an actual thing. It's where the Chinese ambassadors to Trinidad and Tobago, I believe his name is Fang, said all the while embracing a more inclusive and mutually beneficial model of economic globalization. And I think that once I saw that, it made me feel good to think that, well, at least the leaders, because for this to be included in what he's saying, it means that the leaders of Trinidad and Tobago must be saying, okay, well, listen, we're going to enter this, but there has to be benefit to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And once any leader is going into any kind of trade discussions and trade agreements,
Yes.
with that as the foundation,
Yeah.
I think that that's a good
The
look.
playing
So
field has to
I'm
be
very
level.
happy with.
Yeah. My give thanks, Rasdada. My views on the whole thing is this is a good thing because it's a two-way thing. Trinidad is sending products to China, China is sending products to, because we have seen with Caribbean countries, other Caribbean countries and African countries, where it's a one-way thing. It's just trade going one way.
Going with
Trade going one way. this can't work. This is and this with Trinidad is a two-way thing, and this should be an example for other African countries and Caribbean countries
Nigerian countries.
to make sure it's a
Afrobean.
Afrobean countries
Mm.
to follow the blueprint of Trinidad
Trinidad
and Tobago.
Very much
Yeah,
so.
because we see the Western countries, they talk so much against. Every time a African country or a Caribbean country trade with China, they warning them, warning against China, warning against China. But when you check their books,
They're
China is
trading
their
with them.
leading trade partner.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's
if China
that's-
is such a bad trading partner,
Mhm.
That's
why
the irony.
is it so bad for Caribbean and African countries to trade with China?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because they want to be that middleman.
Yes. Yes.
So they
So,
want to get
Yeah.
it
That's
from
what I was
China.
going to.
Yes.
And
That was what I was going
They
to.
don't want to
They
share the
want to
wealth.
buy this stuff from China, buy this stuff from China, put marks on it,
Sell
and
it to
then
you.
sell it back to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you were in
And
the
I-
schoolyard,
highly marked up prices.
if
Yeah.
we were in the schoolyard, what would we call that type of behavior? And
Sound like a bully.
that's
Mhm.
bullying.
Yeah.
And what do we do to a bully?
Mhm.
Extortion, man.
We
Fine,
fight. We
extortion.
fight back. We fight back because if
Yeah,
you
man,
don't stand
fight
up,
back.
if you don't stand up, you'll be bullied all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think that the fact that I've always applauded the Trinidad and Tobago leadership because of how I've seen they protect the pitch link. How they put it in their legislation to protect that as their primary, one of their most valuable resources, right? And I've always applauded them for that. So
Well, and they are.
Well,
No, maybe
Ras.
I don't think they are.
No,
But anyway,
why?
it's not
all right,
true.
Bingy, go on, Bingy.
What's not
So,
true?
It's not true.
so even though, right, you know, right now the Trinidad and Tobago government, I'm not really deep into the politics into Trinidad, but I will tell you this: I know for a fact that the pitch league is privatized
No,
by
Yes, it
now.
is.
So
It is. But Bingy, hold on.
Yeah.
I don't want to move from praising
yes,
Trinidad
to that.
and to
Yeah.
beating Trinidad. So we
Because
beat Trinidad another day.
yes, it goes into
Yeah,
a longer
because
argument.
this is a long one,
Yeah,
brother. It's
yeah.
a long one. So
But no,
I-
but it's a
Let's-
good topic so that we all, and like Yaga say, when you understand how to do it economically together,
Mhm.
then it becomes more worthwhile for everybody within the region.
Everyone.
But it always
Yes.
starts with somebody leading the way, right? Bringing something together. That's how it works, right? One man bring a next man, but you have to have that
Mhm.
collective, cooperative
Yeah, man,
ideology
and all the partners
functioning.
benefit.
Yes, but you have to have that. You have to have that common goal, them common ideology where you want the whole entire Caribbean to benefit. It's true too. So we work
The
towards it.
The bloc is powerful. Is powerful at the UN. And
Yeah.
UN always people at the UN they're always trying to secure the bloc's vote
Yes.
based on
Yes.
initiative that they want to implement. So I don't see it any different in terms of trade where that is supposed to happen. The bloc is supposed to be sticking together and working
Yes.
together, even if some
I-
countries disagree because it's not relevant to their country. That's quite normal. But at the end of the day, the
Collectively.
benefits are collective and even better.
All right.
Yeah.
Give thanks.
Yes,
So
right.
we're gonna move on. So a comment was made on one of our last balance view by Gerald Baptiste. Is asking for the chat class panel to discuss black man bleaching. You want to know what the thoughts on a black man bleaching. So just gonna do a short, maybe a short thing.
Bleaching. From the get-go, self-hate. Most of the things that we identify, we can bring it forward to self-hate. Because if you're born a particular way, and we were cultured, I believe they did a study where they had the children choose dolls by appearance as to what was beautiful and what was ugly, and most of the percentage of them chose the black doll as ugly. So we
Even the black children choose the black doll.
especially the black children. So we as a people collectively, we've been taught to view appearance as unpleasant, ugly. all the negatives. So now they already sowed that seed. Now they brought a product. Because remember that capitalism is the name of the game. So they've set an agenda in the minds of the people. I know them bring a product so them can capitalize on that agenda. So them bring bleaching now to, because it's big business. Bleaching is big business, big business, And when we look at it from a biological point of view now, where you look at, when you're bleaching, what you're trying to do is eliminate melanin
Mm.
from your skin.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? And when you look at the significance of
Mm.
melanin and the pineal gland and, on that subatomic level now, we see that it is actually killing us. So, it's a straight no. It's a straight no, brother. That's it.
Yaga?
Yeah, man. As Dada said rightly, he hits the nail on the head. It's self-hate, and this is one other aspect of self-hate and self-destruction that is happening to us as a people. And I mean, when we look at the issue, this is not only a problem in Jamaica. If you go into the Middle East, you will see in the Middle East where are not accepted if they don't look a certain way. And every now and then you find cohabitating happening between us and other people. And you find out that our people are the ones who are trying to change their appearance to look like others, to be accepted. It's become a norm now where everyone you see around there, they want to look false. So we look at the bleaching, we look at the eyelashes, we look at the hair, and we look at the anatomy. Even the anatomy people are interfering with. So it's self-hate, and it's destroying our body in many different ways. And the impact won't be even seen today. The impact will be serious for them
Our
later on,
future.
and they will feel the effect of that. But there's no other way to describe it than to call it self-hate. And the listeners and the viewers are basically seeing what we are seeing. So to reach out to our people and have this conversation is a difficult one. This is one that it's gonna be each to their own.
Give
Mm.
thanks, Yaga. Bengi?
Yeah, well, as the eye just touch upon it, it didn't really have much to really expound on because we know why this is happening, right? It's happening because you're having an identity crisis, right? You just don't know who you are. If you knew who you were, you wouldn't want to be anything else but black.
You wouldn't
What?
be you would be fighting
You
for
you will never
acceptance.
subjugate yourself to such humiliation because that's humiliating. It's humiliating for somebody to be born a certain way and not understand who they are and want to be something else other than that. But how do you go about it? You go about it through a chemical process, right? So you go about it literally killing yourself. You're not thinking about it, but you're going about changing your body, but moving closer to death, even though man is born to die. But you on your own pushing the forward process. You don't even understand what melanin does.
Expedite the
In
process.
yeah, you even understand what melanin does in the body, how it functions, how it interacts with everything else. The nutrients, the eyes. You don't even understand that. So when we see that this is a product of slavery, enslavement, and not only were your mind is still enslaved, that you have this skin color association with standards. It has nothing to do with that. Because even
Give.
if you an ass now and you become lighter, you're still an ass, right? So it doesn't
Mhm.
change. So now he's a light ass. So you're more
Yeah.
you're more visible. You can see you better, right? So that don't change. So we are having an identity crisis
Yes.
as
Yeah,
people.
but we are, but they are not because they
Yeah,
feel
no,
accepted.
yeah.
give give thanks,
Yes,
Bengi.
I.
I was having a conversation with a brethren the other day, and he mentioned a stupidness that is, being floated around, that skin bleaching for black people is equivalent of a white person having a suntan. And I just want to, because this topic, I think we can talk about it all day, and maybe we should discuss it as a major topic. But for that, and I know a lot of people, black people, subscribe to that foolishness, and I want to debunk it. Getting a suntan for a white person is a flex. That's a flex. That I am going on vacation and I'm going to lie in the sun and I'm going to change my color. And when I come back, I'm going to show you. Look at me. I got a suntan. It's a flex.
Yeah, but it's not only that, Okavango. If you look at the
Go on.
power of the sun, that is what they are doing, harnessing the power of the sun, because you lying down there on that beach or on that bed
Energy.
and sun tanning, the energy that you're absorbing from the sun, that is one of the greatest way we can relax.
Yeah, so it's also something healthy to do for everybody.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To get your
So I
vitamin
think
D.
we don't do it often enough for that very
to get
same reason.
your vitamin D, right? But what I'm saying, getting a suntan is a flex. It's
Yes.
not trying to look like
They're
somebody
not
because
changing their identity.
it's not trying to change your identity.
No. No.
It's a flex. It's like, I can do this. You know what I mean? I can go get a suntan because, you know what I mean, I am on vacation. I can lie
getting a
in the sun
t-shirt.
all day. You know
And it's
what I mean?
temporary.
So
Yeah,
There.
but
it's
yeah,
temporary.
I can go and get a suntan in the sun, or I can stay home and go in the salon and get a tan also. So yeah, it's a flex and it's a lifestyle.
Flex. That's a flex. For black people doing skin bleaching is a total different thing. You're trying to look like, I mean, something that you're not.
There is no comparison.
There's no comparison. You don't see a white person getting a suntan every day. It's when they're flexing they get the suntan. You know what I mean? When they go on vacation is when they are, you know what I mean, have that free time to say they're relaxing and they're enjoying, you know what I mean? So it's a flex. So talking about skin bleaching, we have a bonus topic today. Vybz Kartel being set free by the courts in Jamaica.
Free world boss.
Free world. Well, Bingy, you know about the situation?
Yes, I.
So
Remains
what a nice
good.
transition.
So,
Who like wash the taste with the kids?
I mean, that's a hot topic, though. That's a hot
You
topic.
can't avoid it. You can't avoid it, Biggie. Jump in it.
That's a hot topic. Listen, so
Excuse me.
Vybz Kartel, as everybody know, I think everybody listening know who Vybz Kartel is, right? We follow his story pretty much. We follow the story, you know. Listen, Vybz Kartel on the streets today because of the kind of system we have, right? The kind of legal systems we have, the kind of loopholes we have. That's why he's on the street, right? Whether the man commit a crime or not, apparently they have not been able to prove it that he commit a crime with any doubt, because the mere fact he back out on the street, it means that the case they had against him failed, right? Whatever the reasons, whether it's bribery, juror tampering, whatever it is, to the end of the day, he walk. So if the justice system allow him to walk, then it's the same justice system that lock him up. So it means that within the whole system, they agree to disagree. And hey, today he back on the road. So what has really failed? Is it the evidence that he killed a man that failed? Do we really know that? Or is it the system under which he was locked up and imprisoned is the failure? So now we have to question why it is this all happened, right? From day one. Meaning from him going to jail and being released. So him getting out is a clear or evidence of a system that imprisons people that always has flaws, right? And you could get around those flaws some way or the other if you try hard enough. But it also shows you to intervention that happened too, right? So you have the Privy Court passing this release, right? I believe it's the Privy Court.
Yeah, it's about the interpretation of the law and how they look at the evidence, and
Right.
and it's clear that the evidence was tampered with. So the
again,
system,
it's the same system.
it's a whole system. Now,
Yeah.
when you look at popular opinion, all right, there's one side on the right and one side on the left. The side on the right is saying let's free world boss, and the side on the left is saying that he's guilty as charged. But we cannot dispute the evidence. We cannot dispute the process and what's going on. So we have to abide by the ruling of the court and the decision that is being taken, whether or not we agree. We've seen people that have committed worse crime or heard of situation where people have committed worse crimes, number of crimes, and they've walked free. And it's just a system that needs overhauling. It's a system that needs to serve everyone, and not some people where people are feeling that, listen, if I don't have money, I'll be locked up behind bars for years because I cannot contest the process. I cannot appeal the case because I haven't got that money to do anything of the sort. So the system has to take responsibility for this because they've blundered along the line, and
Absolutely.
it has cost the taxpayers a lot of money, and it is the right decision in the end, rather than to victimize and go through this whole process again, spend an entire block of money for the taxpayers to put him away. So I think it's the right decision in the end.
Rasdada.
Yeah, very controversial topic. First and foremost, we give thanks that Adisa Palmer, aka Vybz Kartel, and his workings have
Exonerated.
released from prison. Because I'm not a big proponent of prisons and the prison system for the reason that it has a very close semblance to slavery. And I'm not a fan of it for that reason. We're not going to go into the alternatives at the moment, but I'm just saying that I'm not a fan of prison and prison system and prison life.
Because of the purpose that it serves.
Right. So I'm happy that they've been released. I am not happy if the allegations, if the charges are true and he has been released, then that is something that has to be addressed from the legal system, as you were saying, because two things should never happen within the legal system. A guilty person should not walk free, and an innocent person should not be punished. So those two things should not happen in any legal system, right? So, but as I'm saying, I'm happy they're free. I'm happy another black man is out of the prison system. So
Ras,
give thanks
I
to
just
that.
want to say this before the I say this. And it's true what the I say about two things that shouldn't happen in a legal system. No, I think that shouldn't happen in a just system.
Right.
Not a legal system, a just system. What we have now is a legal system. That's why it happens. We need a
Happening,
just
right.
system.
True.
Justice.
True.
Fit for
Yes,
purpose.
I think.
Yeah.
True. Yes.
Yeah, give thanks, Rasdada. My view on the whole thing is this is a stain. For me, this is a big stain on the Jamaican justice system. And I mean, somebody has found holes in the system and they have used it to in their favor. I mean, to make the system, the results turn in their favor. And I mean, we could talk about this all day, Vybz Kartel situation. But my thing is two things. Vybz Kartel had gotten a second chance, and I think he should take the second chance and make himself a better man. Because me personally didn't like the road he seemed to, being going down before he went to prison. I didn't like what he stand for before he went to prison. And I think he should take this opportunity to make himself a better person. And next thing I want to state, I noticed before, but this add to it. People, when it comes to entertainment, people only care about nowadays only care about the entertainment factor. So once you can entertain me, I don't care what you did or what you will do and what you have done. Just entertain me. So entertainers get a pass on, they can do anything and get a pass. Any crime, any can say anything, and like once you can entertain me, okay, let's forget about this. And you said this, but guess what? You sing a good song, you play sports well, I give you a pass. And that's one thing I realized. I think that's a very You know what I mean? Bad road we're going down where we just give people a pass just because they can entertain us. You know what I mean? Because they can entertain. So entertainment, people are so become like slaves to entertainment. We just want to be entertained so much for some reason. We just want to be entertained, where nothing else doesn't matter. And that's my take on it.
If you look at the people's reaction, you can see that there was jubilation. A lot of people were happy. People think that dancehall is gonna be nice again. The street is gonna be nice. You know, he has an opportunity to really represent his masses, his audience, and lead them in a certain direction, because music definitely impact, and people make decisions based on that music. And I mean, let's see some positive music. He's got an entire catalog of music. He's done gunman tune, he's done woman tune, he's done uplifting tune, cultural tune. So I mean, let him get some rest off himself, jump in the studio and start doing the work that he's here to do, and not what they want him to do, because a lot of people were led astray by his music. And if we talk about the bleaching, he's a trendsetter and made that popular across the country.
Legal.
Yeah man. So people can identify with him on all those levels. So that's the connection there.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. I guess that's it for the balanced views. Over to you, Ras Dada.
Yes, sir. Give thanks. Very interesting balance views. Great discussion, great points. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Invite your friends to become members of the podcast, to join in the discussion. You know, who knows, maybe your topic will appear on the balance views one day. Want to thank all that commenter as well that asked the question about
Gerald
bleaching.
Baptiste.
Gerald Baptiste.
Big up
Very,
Gerald.
very. Yeah,
Yes,
man. Give
I.
thanks for everything, you know?
Yeah,
Yes,
man. The interaction.
Yes, sir,
Excellent.
which is right. And remember, whatever topic you want to hear the views of the
Yeah, man.
short class on, drop it in the comment section.
Yeah, man. Drop in the comment section,
We're
man.
more than happy to express our views on these topics and these points. All right. As we wrap up another balanced views, I want to thank our panelists, Okabongo, Bingi, Yaga,
Yes.
Yeah,
yours
man.
truly,
Heart of love.
Rasdada. We are the tribe class, and give thanks.
Thanks.